We go back to Los Angeles, Summer of Love 2.0.
Fuck.
A black woman who's headed off to work is stopped by white protesters.
And here we go.
Then the white protesters tell the black woman illegals are more important than you.
Fuck you.
And then have the balls to mock her as she pleads her case.
Fuck you!
Loser!
I'm Jazz Berganzo on this. Wasn't it just a few short years ago that you had white people forced white guilt towards black people?
Shut up, bitch!
Times have changed, but it's what's next. What's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo. What's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Thursday. Well, the story of the day, the story of the week has been those lovely, lovely peaceful protests that are going on in LA right now. You know, standing around, singing Kumbaya, holding protest signs and what have you. You know, if that's what you call peaceful protests, when, you know, rocks and cement are being thrown at cops and ICE agents and setting their cars on fire, you know, blowing them up, robbing stores, looting them, and of course people getting upended, you know, people running around with Mexican flags, illegals claiming to land that they have no claim to, and then of course to top it all off, you know, you have the National Guard come in and try to stifle the situation, but now the Marines have left Texas and are in LA right now, and that should be fun. That's just a surmise. But with this story, you have a black woman who's headed off to work, you know, to, I don't know, feed her kids, to, I don't know, you know, pay her mortgage, her car payments, what have you. And then, of course, she's stopped by these lovely, lovely, peaceful protesters, white protesters, by the way. And then she is mocked by them for actually working for a living. We're going to do a little compare and contrast with this in my thoughts, but here we go. This comes off of X. This is by Savannah Hernandez. She's from Frontlines, TP USA. And here we go. I can't do anything for you. I'm sorry, miss. I can't do anything for you. I can't help you. Typical Karen.
How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do? No, it's not.
How do you as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work.
Oh no, not work, says the man bun, beta pussy.
I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
Absolutely not.
I'm not causing no problems. I'm not trying to. We're just trying to leave.
I'm going to let it play again.
What about my kids? I need their jobs.
Look at this.
Then what happens to my kids? I can't help you. But you can if you could just move out the way. You're not going to. How is it?
I've got to go to work. They're like, no. Look at this. Look at this. I'm sorry, but don't you understand that illegals are more important than you?
It's a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do. No, it's not.
How do you as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work.
Yes, coming from a guy who doesn't know what work is. Clown.
I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
Look at this line that you guys are causing. I'm not causing no problems. I'm not trying to. We're just trying to leave.
My thoughts. Pictures speak 1,000 words, or in this case, video. You have a woman who's doing nothing at all, just going to work, she's got to feed her kids, mortgage, what have you. And then she's stopped. And this is this is the first of many. Of course, they're not all caught on video, but you pretty much get the gist that this is, that she is the representation of what America is. Now, of course, to contrast that, you have two ass clowns. You have man bun, and then you have Karen. Pretty much says it all. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't give about her. They only care about the cause. That's all they care about. Now, compare and contrast. We go back 5 years ago. Summer of Love 1.0, 2020, because of the mysterious death of St. George. pretty much, kumbaya, hands holding, broke out all across the nation, all across the world, because he was the patron saint of, fentanyl felons. All hell broke loose. Half a dozen cities, almost 24 cities burned, over $5 billion worth of damage, cops getting shot, cops getting ended, people getting shot, people getting, upended out of their homes, stores being robbed, looted, set on fire, police departments set on fire, but it was all for the cause. How was it that you had white people who had forced white guilt upon them, parted the seas, like the Red Seas in this situation? If this were 2020, they would have been like, wait, move the cars out of the way, get out of the way, part it like the Red Sea, and allow this woman to go to work. Why? Because she's black. But now, 2025, don't give short-term memories. Nope, don't give. We care about the legals. Now the illegals are now the new box checking right now. Illegals, we have to protect them. They are the ones, they are the engine of this country. Not you silly black people. Are you insane? Once you go around, once you walk to work, how is that? Once you take the bus, oh, that's right, can't take the bus because they block the buses, so, they may block the bikes too, who knows? But anyway, this is the epitome. This is the typical assholery that you have going on with these so-called riots right now, these so-called gatherings right now, these peaceful protesters going on right now. This is total assholery. And these two represent it big time. They're clowns, they're fools, they're buffoons, they're morons, they're asswipes. Now, if this were a man, I think the man may have, I don't know, he might have dropped hands. They might have been catching hands. Who knows? But it's pathetic and it's sad that this is the liberal mindset. This is the liberal mindset that you have going on right now, for the cause. No, it's not. They're just being assholes. But then again, when you're Democrat and you're liberal, you expect nothing less. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.